Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rikakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah be in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into this video talking about the Black Mirror and how this CHARAGMA is going to come for these Babylonians, these spiritual Babylonians, spiritual Egyptians, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritual Egypt. See, these people that's following the beast and the red dragon and the Antichrist, who is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, because he's coming with a system that's going to enslave the world. And let's go into we're going to start it with Genesis 6. Revelation 6, Salakia. Revelation 6, this is what it's talking about. Now, first of all, you got to start with verse 4 to get the context of who it's talking about. And he didn't get deep into it without letting you know who he's talking about. That's why in the fourth verse is bringing out the focus of who it's talking about. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So he's going to be taking peace from the earth. He's going to be a deceiver, meaning a devil, and he's going to be the Antichrist. He's going to be a Satan, an adversary, see, of the God and his people. It says, and they shall kill one another. So we've been seeing examples of these Edomites killing each other during the Punic Wars, during the Civil War, even the 30-year war from 1611 to 1648. And these folks been killing each other. Civil War, Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II, the Vietnam. You can go on and on and on about these wars that these people is killing each other. Now you got them in Ukraine. The Russians and the Ukrainians is killing each other. The Edomites in Russia finna go against the Edomites in Ukraine and in the Edomites in the Holy Land. Now, when you jump down to verse 5, it tells you what level that they're going to get to. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And we know black stands for wicked. It says, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. So that pair of balances in the hand is talking about a yoke. See, he's got the power to put a yoke on these people, and this is what he's going to do. When you go into Revelation 13 and 16 and 17. Okay, let's highlight that. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And so these last two situations, people want to focus on the name of the beast and the number of his name. But the main thing is that mark, because that mark has a specific situation attached to it. Okay, and going to chapter 16 tells you also that this mark is something that can cause you to be sick. It says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. So this thing that this charagma that they're gonna put in people It can cause you to have cancer. It can cause you to be sick. You see, and we know what a sore is. Now, let's go into this CHARAGMA Salakia. Let me see if I can pull that back up. Just get the one on the thumbnail. It says CHARAGMA. Definition: mark, stamp, engraving. Now, this stamp and this engraving, this is something that you're gonna input onto something. If you're engraving something into a rock, you cutting into the rock. You making a permanent impression on that situation. Okay. And then it says a sign. One of the definitions says it's a sign of what you call an alliance or allegiance, meaning it's gonna be a sign that you have allegiance to this man system. You have a what you call it, a pretty much dedication to this system, and the scriptures talk about that too in Exodus. But I want to show how they promoting the situation. Let me see. I got to go to my video. This on the Black Mirror.
Exit game. Exit game. Exit game. Exit game.
Now on this episode, he got the thing on his head, and so he's trying to wake the thing up, but he can't wake it up. He done got in a situation that he can't wake it up from the inside like he used to could. All he had to do was say, wake up, or let me out of the, stop the game, or whatever. He's saying it and it won't work. So this is a situation that these people can get you in this little virtual reality system that they promoting, and you ain't gonna be able to wake up out of there, man. You see, they can trap you in this freaking system that they trying to plug people in and make you their slave. And this is what he did in the movie. He had them stole the people's DNA and kept them in the freaking game, and they couldn't get out. So they had to do some kind of trick to get out of the game.
Incoming transmission.
So they can get away from this man's slave system. And this is what they're going to do as a whole to these Babylonians and these people worshiping these darn Edomites and they stupid computer system and they digital currency that they're going to force on the whole world. And let me get this in Revelation 18, because everybody's doing business with these people. This is Revelation 18 and 11. It's saying the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. See, they do business with America, and they don't want to cut America off. This is why Trump, he can say, oh, we gonna raise taxes, or we gonna raise the taxes on the stuff that we selling with these people around the world. We doing business with these people, and we gonna start charging them higher prices because we in debt now. So we need to get out of debt. In order us to get out of debt, we gonna start charging these other nations who we doing business with higher prices, because we've been charging them lower prices and they've been getting rich off of us. So now it's our time to get rich, and we gonna get out of debt this way. You see, because when they gonna implement this thing, because they know they got these people loving how they've been pretty much helping them get rich. They don't want to stop the situation. Okay, and look at verse 17. It says, in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. See, the great riches of this place now came to nothing, and it's gonna come to nothing when it's being totally destroyed. But due to the debt done caused them to come to nothing. And let's go get that debt out of Habakkuk. Habakkuk said that these Edomites would get in heavy debt. It's Habakkuk chapter 2. And he said in the end that this vision is going to be seen. They're not going to see this vision of heavy debt in pretty much the beginning of their kingdom. See, when they start ruling in 1492, they weren't going to see, oh, we're in deep debt. No, it's going to be at the end. When the deep debt arrives, that's when they're going to come about. Now, we know that this is Babylon the Great because, specifically, this is talking about the Edomites as a whole. See, it says all nations is gathered unto them. See, everybody want to join the so-called white man in his country. That's why all of these countries have immigration problems. But verse 6 is what I want to focus on. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not his. How long? And to him that led himself with thick clay. See, when you go into the Hebrew and translate that thick clay, it's talking about deep debt. He is in debt, man, almost in $200 trillion worth of debt, and you ain't gonna get out of that. Now he's talking about 33 or 35, whatever, 33 trillion, but that's really 200 trillion, trillion, and they ain't coming out of that debt. See, the great riches is come to naught, and it's being seen. This vision is being seen and understood in this last days of his kingdom. See, because they got a melting pot here in Babylon the Great, and gathered all nations here. They got Chinese stores all over the place, Indian stores, Arab stores, African, Nigerian stores, and all these other nations in this country with the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And they selling all kind of merchandise all over the place. But all that's going to come to an end because this man want to enslave the whole world. You see, he want to enslave everybody. Look at Ezekiel 28. Starting with verse 2, it says, and that enslavement is pretty much him wanting to be God. It says, son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus says the Lord God, because your heart is lifted up, and you should have said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though you set your heart as the heart of God. So you not God, but you see, you done got this money, and now you can create this computer system thing, and you're going to try to convince people to get it. It says, verse 4, it says, with your wisdom and with your understanding, you have gotten these riches. See, and look at verse 5. It says, by your great wisdom and by your traffic have you increased your riches. See, he done use his wisdom with this computer system and this hypnosis, because see, he's promoting the system through these movies. See, the movies gonna promote the system, and they gonna upload it to the whole situation. Let me get this one with 2 Corinthians. This is his total goal. See, and how does he do that? He gonna deal with your mind, the wisdom on how to control your mind with hypnotism, propaganda, and lies. It says, in who the God of this world, see, the power, the government, the people that's running the world, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, have blinded the minds of them that believe not. See, he done totally blind their mind, and he want total control over their mind. He don't want them to be able to use their mind and be independent of his butt. See, he want to be filthy rich, and in order for that to happen, he got to have control over these folks' mind. And he done use his wisdom to get control of their mind so he can be filthy rich. So I'm going to leave it there. I just want to bring that out. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakadash. The abundance to the elders, pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.